Okay, 7th graders, we are moving on to section 2.2. It's adding integers. So we are going to take and we're going to be adding those positive and negative numbers. The first couple of problems, we are going to use a number line to find the sum. I will give you a second because I've already numbered my number line. I just put a 0 in there and I went up, to 6, 7, and then I went down to about -14, -15. So I'll give you guys a second to draw that number line in. Number lines are useful, but they're even more useful if they're already numbered for you. So I think a lot of times on your worksheet, I gave them to you. Okay, so you always start at 0, and then you go into the first number. So the first number would be -7. So I have 0 to -7. And then we're going to add another negative to it. So we're going to add 4 more negatives. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And where do I end up? Well, I end up at -11. So your answer is -11. Okay, so my next one, we'll number this one together. I just start at 0, and I'm just gonna go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll do 8 the other way too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6. Sometimes number lines can get kind of congested, so I don't put all the numbers on there. I'll just skip. Okay, so this one, we start with a +6. So I'm going to go this way, +6. But then I need to add a -7, so that means I have to go back to the left 7 places. So I'm going to go back 6, and then 1 more. So where do I end up? I end up at -1. So using a number line to add is actually fairly useful as long as we don't get into really large numbers. So I'm going to teach you a couple tricks that we can use without a number line. Same sign, find the sum. Different sign, find the difference. You will hear me talk about these as teams a lot. So for example, if I have 7 on the negative team and 4 on the negative team, how many on the negative team do I have? You might see me do this. So if I have 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to add 4 more, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do I have? Well, this equals a -11 negatives. In this one, if I have 8 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I have 6 positives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every time you have a negative and a positive, they cancel each other out. So what do you have left over? You have 2 negatives. So if you apply this side, it's a different signs, find the difference. Well, what's 8 minus 6? 2. There was more negatives, so it's a negative answer. This one, 4 on the positive team, 8 on the negative team. Who wins? Well, the positives win. By how much? They win by 4. You don't have to put that plus there. I just did for this, to symbolize this. I'll give you one a little bit bigger. 23 on the positive, 35 on the negative. Different signs, we have to find the difference. So 35 minus 23, this would be 5 minus 3 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. So I get 12. Is that going to be a -12 or a +12? Well, the 35 was negative, so it was bigger, so it's negative. The next one, evaluate expressions with integers. Well, we have a plus b. Well, what's a? A is 6. B is negative 10. So when you take 6 plus negative 10, you get negative 4. 6 on the positive, 10 on the negative. You find the difference, which is 4, and you apply that it's negative. Last little one here, it says a math team's income from a car wash was $300, including tips. Supply expenses were $25. So income would be a positive number, and the supply expenses would be a negative number. Using integer addition to find the team's total profit or loss. So profit is what you would have made, loss is what you would have spent. So we have 300 plus a negative 25. So positive, negative, the difference would be, if you subtracted those, would be 275. The positive had more, so it's a positive $275. If the negative had more, it would have been a negative $275. So that is adding integers.